Hey, I'm Coral and this is Coral Gardens. It is July 21st, I believe, and I thought I'd finally take you guys on the first actual garden tour where things are kind of actually happening. We got a late start, got some kind of puny starts that we had to nurse back to health for a while before we could even put them in the ground of our tomatoes and peppers. And yeah, I think I just started a little late health-wise and just thinking that of late frost, but I learned a lesson that I'm going to start a lot earlier next year. But anyway, things are finally starting to look pretty good, and we have a little bit of a reprieve from the heat. It's been in the 110s the last several weeks, and this week I think it's 101 or something. It's not great, but it's definitely better. Today's kind of an overcast day, so I thought I'd take you guys around and we could see what we have growing. Okay, so randomly, this is a peanut. I remembered that I had a peanut plant and I thought I'm just gonna try. I don't know if you know how peanuts grow. I've never had one get this big that a squirrel planted in Monterey, but it never produced peanuts. But they grow little spiked things out, and the spikes go out and burrow into the ground, and then that's where peanuts form. So I've got it in a big bag so it has lots of soil, and I have it a little in the shade because I don't think it would love the super hot sun. This is some sweet corn that's starting to look a little sad, that needs to either get planted or we might just start from seed and see if we have enough time. There's a little yellow jacket in there. These are some of the peppers, some of the few that we were able to save that I got from my friend. And they're just starting to look like they might survive in the ground. Another set of tomatoes we got from a different friend that were kind of beat up. There's a few of the last tomatoes too. That is an Armenian cucumber and a purslane. And then we have some flowers that are actually looking like there's some of them are ready to start blooming that I really need to put in the ground. But it's so hot, it's hard to commit to putting them out because you don't know if they're gonna make it when they're that small. This is my little herb garden. Got some parsley here, some basil, some dill, some chives, and then there's some holy basil in here, some cilantro towards the back there, and some red basil coming up in the front. I love that it's the most successful herb garden I've had. These are our Three Sisters gardens. This is the last one planted and just doesn't hold water as well as the others, so it's looking pretty sad. I think we're gonna pull out the flint corn that we have in here and put sweet corn in one more row here that we didn't get finished before. These are our more successful waffle gardens. So these are Zuni waffle gardens. They have, like I said, that flint corn that's gonna get really tall and have strong stalks to hold the beans that are gonna go in very shortly. And then we have squash and melons to be the ground cover. So those are the Three Sisters. And everybody's starting to flower and potentially get little fruits on. Take you down all of these. Some pretty little watermelon flowers. This one, for some reason, these corn stalks are super yellow and the plants are smaller. I think because it's dug deeper. This was really rocky. I think maybe because of the rocks and because it's dug deeper, there's just not as many nutrients. So we're definitely gonna give it a good feed, but I think it's struggling for those reasons. There's a little teeny tiny watermelon on that one. I don't know if you can see it next to the flower. See, that little squash is looking kind of puny. It's a big weed we need to pull. This watermelon in the next Zuni waffle garden bed definitely has a watermelon on. Just a little guy. And last year I took those off and was kind of happy, but I think he actually might be big enough to support him. The squash is definitely doing worse than the watermelons. There's our moon and star getting flowers on. And then our last Zuni waffle garden bed, some of the watermelons and squash in this one died. But this one's doing good, even though he's intermingled with weeds. And I'll walk you back through the trellises over here. So we have kind of makeshift shades that aren't the prettiest. Like we have a white sheet on this one, and we had a frost cloth that tore apart that was across those two. But we haven't needed the shade so much, we haven't fixed it yet. This is our most successful squash. I don't know exactly what it is just yet. Those ones are starting to climb. These other ones over here, this one's looking pretty puny. These ones look pretty good. I had to replant the two smallest ones because they died. It was so hot. It was so hard to keep them watered. It's a pretty little squash blossom. I don't know what any of these are yet because they don't have babies just yet. This one we have long beans. And the long beans are just starting to flower. And there's tiny ants on them again like last time. These flowers are beautiful. That one looks pretty plain, but once it actually opens, I'll show it to you guys. Oh shoot, I should go over here real quick too. More long beans there. We have some arugula going to seed. Wild over here. A spinach that did go to seed that I need to collect those. A little patch of red amaranth and then one big flowering red amaranth. Our artichoke is trying to die. There's a beautiful little dragonfly that came to say hi. Came to have a cameo. I love it when they just park right in front of me. I feel like a little Disney princess. So tomatillos we just planted. I grew those from seed. And the bigger ones my friend gave me from her garden that were just volunteers because they do like to volunteer. You'll see that there is red amaranth volunteers and tree of heaven seedlings everywhere. We need to get in and pull those out. Here's a couple tomatoes. Those are two of our determinants that are doing the best. Pretty big tomatillos. I think some of these, oh yeah. Well, there's a flower. Tomatillo flowers are actually pretty. And then I know that a few of them had itty bitty pods on them. Maybe it was one of these ones. Oh, I think I pulled them off when we transplanted them over, so they might not have new ones yet. I love touching them though because they smell so good. And then there's a couple more we planted from seed. Here are some peppers we got, kind of big transplants from the nurseries. And we have an Anaheim. I think this is a bell pepper. Yeah. Or that's a lunchbox pepper. This is a chocolate bell pepper. And this one is shishito, which I love shishitos. This one had a few on and a lot of flowers when we planted it. So it was really struggling at first, but it's doing better. I'm just pulling off what I see because it doesn't need to have them taking its energy right now. And then right next to that is a carrot that I let go to seed that hopefully is getting seeds in there. I think I see some. I've never let a carrot go to seed before. There's a potato volunteer that's kind of dying and a little amaranth next to it. Go back over here. These are Armenian cucumber, some other type of cucumber, and a melon. Charantius. I can never say it right. I always forget the name. And then this side, we've been letting the amaranth kind of grow wherever because we weren't sure what else was going to make it, and we wanted to use it kind of as shade. This side has a Kajari melon and another Armenian yard long and a couple other cucumbers. So like this one has a really hard time holding water, and the only thing that's growing here is amaranth. So I figured it can kind of be an amaranth arch. There's a few, I replanted some squash, but they're really small. This one also has a ton of amaranth, and it has beans. The beans on the other side died. It's just, the green beans don't do well. They're in the heat, like you can see. We've been watering daily, and these still have crunchy guys. They're kind of making it through on this side, but barely. This is our other Zuni waffle garden. This is our summer squash. The other was winter squash and pumpkins. And we have squash growing on just about all of these now. We did have a squash bug infestation. I'll see if there's any on there. I killed a bunch of eggs and a bunch of adults and thought like that we were gonna just have the worst struggle, and I'm probably speaking too soon, but today and yesterday I could not find any. The other day when I was watering in here, a little frog came out from under that little wimpy one when I watered, and I think he's been helping us with our issue, which I appreciate. There's a little guy. This one has one big Zephyr squash already and one little one. This was really prolific last year, and I love the look of that plant. Another little pretty, I love the patterns on all the different squashes. There's some sirens, sorry about that. That one has, I think that's the Cocazelle zucchini. It's a striped Italian variety. And then this one looks like another maybe gray zucchini, which is awesome because the one that's under attack from squash bugs is gray. Here is one right here, and I'm gonna smash him on a leaf if I can get it over to. Oh, he flew, you little jerk. They've never flown on me before. They've sprayed at me, which is interesting because I thought the spray would, like it's supposed to be like stink bug, but it smelled like apples, like green apple. Oh, jerks. Saboteurs. They like to hang out at the base. Oh, there's one down there. Ooh. Let's see if I can get in there with the rock. Oh, it's an ant. I just saw feet and I thought it was a squash bug. Oh, there's nymphs though. Jerks. There's little tiny babies. I was gonna try and show you. Oh, there's a nymph right there. Can you see it? Yeah. Kill those. Those ones are a lot easier to get. There's a little spider trying to protect us too. I only found one tiny egg, which is unusual. But I think as long as there's a big Spidey, they live under these leaves. I'm hoping they're somehow eating the eggs. And they like to hang out at the base, so definitely keep your eye on the base when you're looking. I think I knocked that nymph off. The thing that stinks is they're so sharp and pokey. Behind me we have sunflowers, multi-headed. I think this is an Icarus. And that one's it needs to be dead-headed, but it'll keep blooming after that. But they have a ton of bees. They're really fun. Oh, there's some mating right here. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna put it down. Okay. Oh, there you are, you other dick. Well, that sucked. I got the two mating. I found a bunch more. I knew it. That's so weird. I don't know where. Maybe they were asleep when I came out this morning. There's another one there. There's a tiny one in here. But this amaranth, I think, killed it off. Which is fine. It's whatever. We're letting the hollyhock went to seed. And all the other flowers are just kind of big struggle. In here, just show you quickly because I'm not going to get all in there, but there's our cannabis plants. And then in the front we have strawberry blonde marigolds and a bunch of volunteer amaranth that I need to take mostly out. And then we have our biggest plant. It's a freak show. It's supposed to be, I think it must be a Girl Scout, or the freak show reverted back to like a normal growth pattern when we save the seed. There's a little tiny autoflower and then some tomatoes. We're going to replace that guy today. He's really sad. These are some of the ones we nursed back from my friend. They were really yellow and tiny. And then, but they're doing okay now. So we'll see. We're just going to have some late harvest, but that's okay. Better to get things established here for sure. But so yeah, that's the garden. Some of these are doing, let me see really quick. There's one back here that's gorgeous. That's like, this strand is called a Yeti. He's actually maybe our biggest. They're all doing really beautiful though. A friend gave me some clones and then we grew the rest of them from seed. These front ones are from clone. Anyway, so I need to come back out here and fight with this stupid squash bugs more. But thanks for hanging out with me today. I'm gonna flip you around and say bye. I just had an epic squash bug battle, so if I look a little worse for the wear, that's why. We caught a couple mating and then a few others, but that's the garden. Sorry, I'm so out of breath. I bent over fighting those things for quite a while and it was a little hard on me. But anyway, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for checking out our garden that's finally going, and hopefully we'll be doing weekly garden tours now that there's actually something to show. Hopefully we'll see some frogs or lizards or some kind of other friends. And anyway, hope your garden's doing great. I just saw a really pretty carpenter bee. Anyway, thanks. Have a great day.
Like and subscribe.